yourself about organized stalking and electronic harassment. These are not rare crimes. Thousands of people are being affected by this all over the country and in other countries as well. Today is International Targeted Individual Awareness Day. Rallies like this are happening in Rome, Paris, the United Kingdom, several cities around the U.S. Why? Why are they happening in so many places? Because there are thousands of victims of these crimes, and the police are not doing anything to stop these crimes. The energy weapon attacks on the diplomats in Cuba were called sonic attacks. They were actually microwave attacks. They were called sonic attacks because pulsed microwaves cooks your brain in little pulses and creates sound from inside your head. It also causes traumatic brain injury. You can check the scientific literature. You can see that these are documented now. Today is Global Targeted Individual Awareness Day, August 29th, the day after Martin Luther King delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech. As Martin Luther King said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. So that is why we are speaking out about these crimes. Someone has to speak out about these crimes because they're growing. More and more victims are coming forward every day. More and more victims. We're in touch with thousands of victims of these crimes. Thousands. Thousands of U.S. citizens are being affected by organized stalking and electronic harassment. This is obscene. Citizens are being harassed by large harassment networks, and they are being harmed by directed energy weapons. This is an obscenity, and we do not want to stand for this. We pay the salaries of the police, but they will not help victims of organized stalking and electronic harassment. This is an absurd situation. Organized stalking and electronic harassment. Educate yourself about these crimes. You could be the next victim. You could be affected by these crimes, and what will happen is you'll be standing here with us and no one will help you. That's why we're out here. We are outraged about this. We are U.S. citizens, and the police will not help us with these crimes. We want law enforcement for the 21st century. We do not want 20th century cops. We want cops that will help us with these crimes. Many victims who have not the strength end up committing suicide because of these crimes. We are here to fight for those fallen victims. These are tax-paying U.S. citizens. And with these crimes, you have nowhere to turn. This could happen to you. Do you want to live in a society where this can happen to you? We are trying to raise awareness so that the government will start finally addressing these crimes. These crimes have been going on for decades. They're only now starting to get public attention because of the events in Cuba and China. We are actually doing a service for the good of a functioning society by speaking up. I believe that when something is wrong and crimes are happening, that you are supposed to speak up about crimes. This is actually what law enforcement relies on many times. To keep the public safe is for people to speak up when crimes are done. Well, we are speaking up, but so far we are not getting help. We need elected officials in government to start addressing these energy weapon attacks. They're happening in the U.S. They're happening in Japan. They're happening in Europe. They're happening in South Asia. Electronic harassment. Look it up online. Educate yourself about electronic harassment and gang stalking, also known as organized stalking. Organized stalking is a violation of the U.S. Code Title 18, Section 241, Conspiracy Against Rights. Organized stalking and electronic harassment. These are erosive effects on our society. These are crimes that we do not want happening in our society. Organized stalking and electronic harassment. Today it's us. Tomorrow it could be you. Organized stalking and electronic harassment are affecting thousands of victims around the country. Tens of thousands of victims around the world, maybe more. The human sonic attacks were actually microwave weapon attacks. The reason you don't know more about the sonic attacks is because evidence is hard to collect. It happened to U.S. diplomats, but it's not only happening in Cuba and China, it's also happening to ordinary U.S. citizens in the United States. Why won't law enforcement help victims of organized stalking and electronic harassment? It's because they can kick the can down the road on this issue. Evidence is hard to produce, but it's still happening nonetheless. Take a flyer and learn about organized stalking and electronic harassment. Today it's us, tomorrow it could be you.
Yes, okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, good. So again, this is Dr. Matthew Aaron, guys. He is amazing. He printed out all these amazing signs today. We have dangerous sonic attacks in quotation marks. We know it's not really sonic attacks, but RF attacks and microwave weapon attacks. So it's a very this clever sign here. It's only sonic weapons, only they're actually microwave weapon attacks. It's great. I hope it's not backwards for you guys, by the way. It's a shock. No, I mean, it looks like it on my camera, but so hopefully it's the right way around for you guys. But
weird. It does look backwards.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys can see, but you get the gist of it at least. So, man, so can you tell us how T-Day's been going so far?
Well, we were thwarted by the rain for a little bit, but we're back in action, and a lot of people are interacting with us. We're pretty visible right now. A lot of people are very uncomfortable about our message, but they will think about the issue now that they've seen us out here, and that's all we want.
Right.
You know, it's a hard struggle when you're dealing with an invisible crime, but we just have to keep going. You know.
Yeah.
Eventually, this will come out. We know that. It's just a matter of how long it will take.
And you've done other protests before, right?
I did one other protest in Washington, D.C. about a year ago, and this is already 10 or 20 times better because we organized this one. I know you were involved in that meeting. We organized this for months ahead of time.
Yeah,
Mainly thanks to Earl.
Yeah, Earl Watts. Yeah, so but it's a group effort. It's been a group effort, and we're seeing the fruit of our labor now as the rain's clearing up, and we have a few different people holding signs here that Matthew is kind enough to furnish. So let's.
He doesn't want to be.
Okay.
Oh, it's kind of great. I mean,
but anyway, thank you again, Jason. And let me see the poster you're holding. We have Martin Luther King. Matthew Aaron made a lot of these posters. So I'm sorry that this is backwards for you guys. But our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. That's an amazing quote. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. I love that. I wish I had a understanding of that actually. But it's targeted individuals, forefront human rights issue of the 21st century. That's amazing. It really is. And it's the silent human rights issue, but we're trying to make it a little bit louder, a little bit less silent today. So thanks again, Jason.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have this beautiful sign, guys. Matthew Aaron printed this out. It's huge. It takes 3 people to hold it up, but I guess we're making do with 2 people. This is striking. So this is the image that's on the billboards. So we have billboards in LA right now. It was like almost the price of a new car. We heard, so it wasn't cheap. But yeah, this is a beautiful sign. And so we have a billboard campaign. Like I said, there's billboards in LA. I think there's one in Arizona, or one's going up. We're trying to get one in the subway of Chicago, and it's an ongoing campaign that we're trying to get these billboards set up, and so it's freedomfortargetedindividuals.org is sponsoring it. I know Ella Free and Midge Mathis are involved in fundraising and stuff for these billboards, so it's amazing. And if you guys go on the Ella Free channel, there's a testimony from someone called Constance, and she is the designer. She helps to design the image, and her story is amazing, guys, too. So if you ever get the chance to listen to the testimony of Constance on the Ella Free channel, please do. But so yeah, I talked to you a little bit before. Ian, where are you from? From Blue Island. Okay, that's awesome. How long have you been targeted? October 2016. So, anyway, so we have people from Targeted Justice out here. We have lots of signs. Lots of people from all over the U.S. have come to be here in Chicago today to represent targeted individuals of organized gang stalking. I think almost everyone here is actually a targeted individual themselves. I am not a TI, but Dr. Matthew Aaron has just been speaking on the megaphone a little bit, so we recorded that on a high definition camera, which is a little bit better than the one I have now. So we'll be putting that up in a couple days for you guys, and we were majorly garnering interest here. It was great. Lots of people handing out flyers to a lot of people asking us questions, a lot of people interested. People are going up to us and asking for flyers. It's pretty awesome. I didn't kind of expect there to be this good of a response, so this is great. It stopped raining finally, so we have good weather finally. You can see we've got people all the way down at the end of the block. Earl Watts, Beats Epitomes, handing out flyers at the end of the block here, meeting people on the corner. Dr. Matthew Aaron has a sign. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's walking around giving out flyers to people. He was just talking on the megaphone. Well, Ian, we have Ian here. He's giving out flyers. Oh, I'm so bad at angling this. Yeah, so what do you think the response has been like so far?
A lot of people are taking the flyers, but they read them and they're open-minded.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, some people have been coming up to us, like, asking for flyers and stuff, you know, like, they're interested, they're maybe, like, perplexed by the posters, maybe they've never heard of this before, and they're kind of interested. But yeah, that's the whole point, right?
Hopefully they take it in and they make a conversation at the dinner table.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
So it's quiet about that, whatever. At least it's been spoken about.
Right. Well, and if at the very least we're planting the seed, getting the term targeted individual like out in people's consciousness, so maybe when they come across that Vice documentary on Netflix or something, they'll be like, oh, there were real people out there, like this is happening to real people.
Happening around them and they realize that's kind of strange.
I represent the victims of organized gang stalking. These people are actually suffering crimes against humanity, basically crimes nobody should ever have to suffer. We're talking about highly advanced military technology that not a lot of people know about. The mainstream media does not cover it. We're talking about microwave weapons, microwave weaponry, active denial systems. We simply want to be heard. We simply want justice from the police and the judicial system, but they are completely ignoring us, even though we are sane. We are hurting people, and we're just crying out for help. We have mountains of evidence. There is so much victim testimony, and we simply want to be heard. Again, I'll come talk to you a little bit later because I want to hear more of your testimony. But I'm going to talk to Earl for a little bit.
Hey.
What's up, Earl?
Hey, talk to me.
We're live streaming now.
Yes.
So how has it been going?
Well, pretty good. Every once in a while we'll get someone who actually takes a flyer, and that's what we want. We want to make more people aware. Most of the people, I'm sure, that have grabbed one have probably never heard of covert the covert crimes that are being committed, contract stalking and electronic harassment.
Can we look at the? I didn't
Sure.
see this flyer.
Yeah,
so
this is the news.
okay. Oh yeah.
Well,
So we have.
It's not new, but basically, we have a young lady on here. If you look down here on the left-hand side, this is Midge Mathis. So, and this covers. If you look here at the top, we're talking about the sonic weapons. Just about everybody knows what happened in Cuba and China as far as the sonic weapons and the people having being affected by these unheard.
Let's show Ms. Mathis one more time. She's here today,
Right.
And she's an outspoken mover and shaker in the TI community. And guys, if you haven't heard her story yet, please check it out on the Ella Free channel. What you're looking at is pictures that document radiation burns. She had lasers fired at her eyes, and you can see the radiation traveled outward from her eyes to the rest of her face, and it's just, this couldn't be anything other than radiation burns, because it'll make your skin peel, it'll look like you have a really, really bad sunburn, and the doctors even diagnosed it as radiation burns. So this is evidence, like, would hold up in a court of law if the courts were not corrupted beyond imagination. But yeah, so she's actually here at this event, just down that way. But Earl is awesome. You've been targeted again for a year?
A year.
Okay. And Earl lives in Chicago, and he is awesome. He's an activist, and he helps TIs out a lot, and he's just an angel. So we like Earl.
This is a blessing. One thing I did want to mention also, the Midge Mathis, the person we're talking about on this particular flyer, she also had an interview with a young lady by the name of Ella Free. So we'd like for you to, I would love for you to go to that particular YouTube channel, Ella Free, which she says Ella L, and look up Midge Mathis and listen to her testimony, so you can hear exactly what she went through in regards to this attack.
So this is Midge Mathis, everyone. We were just talking about her. She's a survivor of radiation weapons and radiation attacks, and please do check out her testimony. She has her testimony in a few different places, but the Ramola D testimony is amazing. Just type in Real Talk Midge Mathis, and man, oh man, so people are saying hi to you.
Hi.
But
this is really exciting. I really do believe you're making history. I do believe that it's getting out there. Got a lot of people stopping at our flyers and be very, very reported. And people want to hear what's going on. So that's very encouraging. And so it is getting out there. It is a mathematical equation. As soon as they get 1% of the population, the floodgates will open up and everybody will know about them. So we are there.
That's right.
So, it's been a good day.
And you came from Arizona.
Yes.
That's right. Okay. So you took a plane down here. Oh my gosh.
This is my 5th trip.
And
In about 5 months.
Oh.
So,
by far, this is the largest event for TI, like a TI rally that has ever happened. And it's not just us. It's not just the people you see here now. Again, we have people from all over the world. It's Tokyo, Poland, Canada. I don't even know. I mean, there's so many countries I can't even name them all, but I mean, it's really incredible. We're making a spectacle today. So anyway, thank you for all your efforts, Midge. No problem.
I know you've seen us out here. We've been out here all day. Today is Targeted Individual Day, better known as TI Day. We are targeted individuals. Let me explain something to you. We did not do anything wrong. We were put into a program because basically of our beliefs about the rights of American citizens to live a peaceful, compassionate, quiet life. But somehow we ended up in this program that we were not even aware of, that we were being targeted and organized gang stalk for years at a time. It's a hidden crime, and as we said earlier, the police will not assist us because they're well aware that it's going on. Go to targetedjustice.com. Go to freedomfortargetedindividuals.org. Go to targetedmassachusetts.org. They talk about what's been going on, and what they're doing is illegal. That's why they try to keep it quiet. That's why they don't want anybody to know. That's why we're out here today, because it's Target Individual Day, not only here in the United States, in Canada, Japan, United Kingdom, Africa, Poland, France, India, because it's a worldwide situation that people are being targeted, and it has to stop because good money is being spent to harm good citizens of the world. Thank you.
Now, I will say that I thought after Edward Snowden, after the diplomats from China and the diplomats from Cuba received such weaponry for the diplomats, I honestly thought this country would, take a little more notice of what was happening. Sometimes I think they try to just keep that from the press.
With people that are targeted, the smear campaigns and the blocking and banning, shadow banning from YouTube, it's just like this whole movement is being censored constantly. So the voices are sort of being muffled and quieted, but that's why we are on the streets doing in-person protesting and awareness raising, because we refuse to let them stifle our voices. YouTube is kind of going by the wayside. It's like more and more. Facebook is censoring us, putting us in Facebook jail and whatever, it's censoring everything. So, we're going to be left once, who knows how much longer we have YouTube for, but this is what we have to do once that stops, if it ever does. We have to get out on the streets. We have to meet real people and reach out to real people, hand out flyers, just raise awareness. Because again, none of us, this could be happening to someone you care about. If it's not yet, it could be, like I said, no one's safe from this program. So we should all care about it. It's not just for certain people to care about targeted individuals. We should all care about it.
I know, and I'm 67 years old, and this is my first protest or rally or whatever you want to call it. I promise you, I would not be here at my age if this wasn't real. And if I wasn't fearful for our nation. That's the truth. I don't want our children. We have no privacy anyway, and America is just going to get worse. It already is. But I hope that people at least try to understand. Just Google targeted individuals, and I want you.
So what kind of targeting do you get?
They blinded me one day. I was standing on a sunny afternoon Sunday, like 2, 3 in the afternoon, and I just stood up out of my bed and I'm walking around, and all of a sudden I don't see anything out of both my eyes. I'm completely black. My cat right now, like I show you a picture on my phone, they've killed 3 of our pets. His ears are all bloody. Within 2 days' time, he looked all matty, and then the other day, like his ears, literally they took the laser and they set it and burned off his ear.
So there you have it, and people have a lot of different stories too. A lot of people are targeted by satanic cults. A lot of people are targeted. Even the mafia is involved.
Yeah, they're masters of deception. Their craft is master of deception. They love to deceive all of us.
How long have you been targeted? 10 years. Wow. And so do you get the electronic harassment too? Oh my God. Okay, we're live now. Guys, this is Jason. He's a TI from the Chicago area, the Chicago suburbs, right? Right. And so they were hitting you with directed energy weapons in your heart, possibly? Yes. Yeah. And do you get hit with DEWs or directed energy weapons anywhere else in your body?
Sometimes really upset stomach, involuntary muscle movements. I would involuntary.
Wow. See, you're just attacked from all angles. I mean, a lot of people don't even experience the electronic part, you know. So I mean, it's really tough to just exist in this life, you know. I mean, people think they have it hard just trying to get a job if you're not targeted, but this is what they want to do to people. They want to put people in a state of isolation and helplessness, and it's horrific what they do. It's totally not fair.
Hashtag TI Lives Matter.
Yes.
Let's get the movement started on TI Day.
Yes, indeed.
Hashtag TI Lives Matter. If you guys are watching right now, hashtag TI Lives Matter.
Make it happen.
We out here.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How's it been?
Oh, it's been great. Yeah.
God bless every TI, man, that's out here living, man. We got to start the movement. Hashtag TI Lives Matter.
Yeah, I like that.
We're going to start the movement on TI Day. We got to keep this energy going because this is only one day. And this day is going to pass.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Man, we are out here on the streets of Chicago. It's lit.
We should shout out Ronnie Kilda too, and Paul Marco as well.
The criminals who engage in organized stalking and electronic harassment are in violation of serious federal and state laws. These criminals are in violation of Title 18, Section 241, conspiracy against rights. They are also in violation of several sections under Title 47 of the Code of Federal Regulations regarding FCC regulations. They are also guilty of aggravated assault and battery. It does not matter what kind of weapon you use when you assault someone, and microwave weapons are also capable of causing assault with grievous bodily harm. Today it's us, tomorrow it could be you. Organized stalking and electronic harassment. It's not fun being out here. Why do you think we're out here? It is not fun. We're trying to raise awareness about a serious issue that is affecting thousands of U.S. citizens. I don't want to be out here. We want help. Who's going to help us? The police will not address this issue. This is an obscenity. The sonic attacks on U.S. diplomats in Cuba and China are not isolated incidents. These are happening in the U.S. as well. But authorities can look the other way because very little evidence is left. But we are the evidence. We are alleging, and the authorities should take us seriously. We are tax-paying U.S. citizens. We have been victims of sonic attacks. In air quotes, sonic attacks. What are they really? Microwave attacks. They cause sound in your head because they pulse microwaves at your head, heating up your brain tissue, which produces a sound inside your head that only you can hear. This is documented scientific fact.
Yeah, there's so many people here today. It's awesome to see this kind of turnout. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. This is David Boyens, everybody. David is a hero of mine, actually. He wasn't targeted, right? And then you were doing activism work. You even did a walk across America, right, to raise awareness for targeting. And you're ex-Navy, and you learned about this program. And
yeah, it's a psychological warfare program. So I knew of it as an offensive weapon. This would be something that you could use to talk to your spies, or you could use it to say discredit an Iranian scientist. And then I heard they were using it on Americans, and I wrote some stuff in the air oh, that's true. That's illegal. I have to figure out what I can do to help these people.
Yeah. Right. So this is Doug. Doug, you are from Targeted Justice, right?
That's me.
Okay. So what does your sign say, Doug?
I'm just representing Romola D.
Right on. Everydayconcern.net.
That someday,
Incredible work.
when we win this, we're going to be here in this square celebrating.
Yes, indeed. Dancing in the streets. Okay, what's your name? Susan. Okay, how long you're holding the targeted sign? So I assume you're a targeted individual. How long have you been targeted? It's amazing to see so many people out here in person too, because it's one thing to, you know, to be a keyboard warrior and do activism online, but it's so cool to also do the other half, you know, which is be in person and actually meet people too that you talk with online, because it just brings a whole other dimension to this community. It's just incredible. So thank you for being out here. You're holding the mega sign that we have, the gigantic organized stalking sign, and it's getting lots of attention from passersby, lots of curious people, lots of interested, perplexed looks. But we don't expect people to understand or know what it is right away. We just want them to be curious enough to grab a flyer and check it out later. That's our goal. So just planting seeds out here. But
that good? That's fantastic.
Got a suggestion. What? I don't know if like
Wow.